Fallout New Vegas is kind of a horror game. There are huge, scary mutant animals, abandoned vaults with horrific stories, and some terrifying background music composed by Inan Zur. But that's the thing. It is kind of an horror game and not an actual horror game. Today I'm going to try to turn New Vegas into an actual horror game with mods. Keep in mind this will be more focused on atmospheric and visual horror and less on gameplay horror. So expect a lot of horror quest mods and less mods that make the game difficult. Also, one of my viewers said that Dust will be a good base for a horror mod list, but I'm not going to use it because of the following reasons. First, it is a standalone mod that's enough to give you that horror experience on its own. Second, it's very hard and not everyone might enjoy the huge difficulty spike. And third, Dust had passive conflicts with few of the mods shown in the video. With all that out of the way, let's get started. First, let's start by making the game look more horrific. I have two options for that. First one is the Silent Hill weather preset for Nevada skies. It completely covers the whole map with thick fog just like the Silent Hill games. It not only boosts the atmosphere, but also let the monsters ambush you from nowhere, which can be quite scary. But the real fun begins when nighttime arrives. At night, the whole map looks like the other world from Silent Hill, which looks absolutely terrifying. However, it's not all perfect. This mod doesn't look good without HDR, which means lower-end systems might not be able to run the game with this mod. And the other issue is, during daytime, the interiors look absolutely foggy and whitish, which just doesn't look right. This is where the alternative comes into play. Dusty Weathers adds the weather from Dust without any other features that might make that mod unappealing to some. It also doesn't look bad without HDR and doesn't mess with the interiors. I do admit that it doesn't look as scary as the Silent Hill mod, but it is definitely is more compatible with other mods. Interior lighting overhaul makes the interiors more darker and the light sources more brighter, which makes the interior locations look a lot better. I also highly recommend using the optional Pip-Boy patch to elevate the horror atmosphere in dark areas even more. Enhanced Blood overhaul makes the blood textures more high resolution and also adds high resolution wound textures to NPCs and creatures. It just makes the shootouts feel more violent. Also, if you don't mind screen overlays, then try using the blood splatter overlay too. It not only appears when you are shot, but also when you shoot something in close proximity. I think it adds to that horror movie survivor feel. One HUD is a very simple HUD mod. It makes HUD elements only appear when they are in use. So if you do not have anything equipped and are not in combat, then no HUD elements will appear. It just helps you immerse in this horrific world. Hangman's Tree adds that iconic Witcher 3 tree into New Vegas. It not only looks terrifying, but also makes sense as the Legion might do such a thing. Monster Mod adds 130 new creatures to the game. Some of these creatures are more terrifying variant of already existing creatures, while some of these creatures are completely new. All of them look absolutely grotesque and something out of a Silent Hill game. Combine these creatures with the Silent Hill weather mod and you will have a hell of a time staying still on your chair. Also, what the hell is this?
Look how they massacred my boy.
Music is one of the most important parts of any horror game. These next three mods will tackle different type of music and sounds to give you that scary feeling. The first one is Atmos Ambience Overhaul. It is not necessarily a horror sound mod. It mostly overhauls the ambient sounds of various locations, but some of the interior locations have very unsettling sounds. The next mod is Deranged Courier. This mod imagines the courier losing his sanity after various in-game events. You will hear various disturbing noises and whispers randomly.
Can you keep my secret?
These are truly terrifying the first few times. The last sound mod is Ghoulish Radio. This radio station adds songs from Silent Hill and The Caretaker and also some other music.
That's good news for Freeside.
And now for the last category, I have some excellent quest mods to show you. The first one is Uncanny Valley Research Center. It is an abandoned facility situated near X13 facility. This mod really likes to trick the player with visual illusions. Sometimes you will see something from one end of a wall, and then there's nothing in the other end. We also have the never-ending door trick. This mod also really likes to use the mannequins, which further elevates some of the visuals in this mod. Some of the visuals in this mod are truly excellent. It will take you 30 minutes to an hour to finish this mod depending upon how much you explore. The next mod is House of Horrors. This is a mod that I initially thought as just a fun carnival attraction type mod, but then it turned out to be something completely different. At first, everything was fine. You get jump scared. You torture some poor souls, but then it kept getting weirder and weirder. Weird cultist-looking people trying to kill me, giant hands grabbing me into hell, and so much other weird stuff. To be honest, this mod kind of feels like a mishmash of ideas that ultimately didn't have any clear direction. However, because of all of these ideas, I saw some stuff that I never expected in a New Vegas mod. This mod never got finished and will never be finished, but I do recommend it for its weird ideas and interesting visuals. Hell on Earth is less of an quest mod and more of a new lands mod. This mod creates Silent Hill type other worlds for various in-game locations. I can't stress how well it captures that whole Silent Hill otherworld essence. They didn't just make it dark and called it a day. They put effort in each of the locations, adding new areas to some of the places. Like how Novac has an underground sewer system now. All of the interiors have also been turned into their nightmare counterparts by adding new walls and architectures. This mod requires the previously mentioned monster mode to work, and I think these creatures are even more terrifying here. You can even fight 2 pyramid heads in this mod. However, not all is good. The textures are all around very low resolution, and also there are some scripted event bugs, so save often to avoid replaying some bits. The haunted casino sees you helping a ghost hunter to find his friend inside an abandoned pre-war casino called the Galleys Casino. Soon after you enter, though, things go wrong. This mod has a clear antagonist from the start who gets progressively dangerous as you go through the story. At first, he just stalks you, but soon he becomes hell-bent on killing you. One of the flashback sequences in this mod is truly well done and just makes me want more pre-war stories from some other quest mods. Anyway, this mod will also take you an hour or 2 to finish. There is also some side content where you can take photos of ghosts for some extra reward, which is cool too. And now for the last mod in this list. The Happy Place feels like a love letter to old-school survival horror games such as Resident Evil. There's a mansion that you explore by solving puzzles and getting keys. You lose most of your gear pretty early, so you can't just brute force your way through combat encounters. Speaking of combat, there are some new enemies exclusive to this mod. But by far, what surprised me the most is how well written this mod was. It is also helped by some good voice acting. I don't really have anything negative to say about this mod. The only thing I will say is it requires focus, and there are very few objective markers, so you need to figure out most stuff yourself. And with that, I end this video. It was truly a great experience playing New Vegas like this. My favorite part was all of the quest mods. I hope you also found some mods to add to your load order for your next playthrough. With that said, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.